Hafiday, welcome to our special presentation of our interview with CNMI Governor Arnold Palacios, where we look back at 2023 and discuss his first year in office. I'm Regional Correspondent Thomas Manglona, and here's our first part of the interview. Thank you for your time. We're at the end of a year, it's the Christmas season, and I just wanted to ask you what your reflections are on maybe some of your top accomplishments and challenges in this year, almost a year after you've been elected.
Thank you, Tomas, for taking the time to give me this opportunity. Obviously, it's ironic that the top accomplishment is really stabilizing our finances and stabilizing and making sure that we continue to pay some of the priority items like the mandatory annual payment for the retirement fund, which is court mandate, and trying to make sure that the PSS gets their funding as necessary, and continue to at the same time continue to make sure that public services continue. When we came in, as you know, we were really challenged with where we were. A lot of things were not there. A lot of things we don't know what happened to. As people know, there is a large amount of resources, financial resources, that were provided to us. But when we came in, when the Lieutenant Governor and I came in, there was a challenge of finding out where these funds are, and then trying to find out how they were spent. And so the biggest challenge that we faced this year was stabilizing the operations and to making sure that the government continues to function and public services continues to be provided to our public safety, to our public health, towards our schools, and stabilize employment, albeit we had to cut a lot of costs, and we had to make some very, very unpopular decisions. So the irony of that accomplishment is that we are able now to what I believe a stable government services and continue to do that. A lot of people are not happy with what happened and what we're doing, but you're never going to be popular. Decisions sometimes are not popular. So, and then we're trying to get to an economic stability and economic recovery on many fronts, rebuilding our infrastructures. A lot of our infrastructures were basically funded, but we're at the standstill. And so with the Biden administration's funding from BIL, we're able to move forward with some of these grant proposal to access some of these funding. The biggest one is the NTIA BEATS funds, which we were initially funded at the $25 million threshold, but we were able to extend and expand that beyond, by threefold. So we've been trying to access, and we are accessing a lot of these funding, renewables, infrastructure, and making sure that we take advantage of all these opportunities to improve the Commonwealth's infrastructure. Because if you have good infrastructure, then you would not just improve the quality of lives in our Commonwealth, but that also is a very important component to investors when they take a look at investing in a location in a place. They also want to make sure that the basic infrastructure, like power, water, wastewater, roads are in good shape. So we've been spending a lot of time also now putting in a lot of efforts to improving our infrastructure, and we're well on that way. As you know, the college has broken ground, and NMTI, and we have other, the Garpan revitalization is well on its way. Uh, there's a lot of different challenges and how to get these things going, but I think we've overcome that, and we've already set up a roadmap on each of these projects. And uh, but is there challenges? Absolutely, it continues to be challenging every day, every month, and we gotta just take a look at them, see what we need to do. Be very, not make it complicated. Just get it done. And I want to thank a lot of people. There's a lot of people to be thankful to, and a lot of them are, volunteering their time, coming forward with their efforts, coming forward with their ideas and perspective. But I think slowly we will recover. And I've made some efforts, one in the tourism industry, to take a look at other markets to expand that, and even to expand Korea and the Japanese market.
And we'll have more with our one-on-one interview with Governor Arnold Palacios after this. Welcome back to our special presentation of our one-on-one interview with NMI Governor Arnold Palacios, where we look back at the past year and his first year in office. Here's more of our interview. And Governor, I wanted to ask you about those markets. China is one of them. That's perhaps one of your most well-known public stances that you've made, pivoting away from China. I'm sure you saw the letter signed by over 30 U.S. Congress and 3 Senate members asking to DHS to revoke the discretionary parole. What's your reaction to that?
From the very beginning, I kind of projected that market was very tenuous, given the fact that our federal government, the U.S. and China's relationship is going sour, and so that was something that I looked at and continue to look and talk to people about that. And I knew that and then there was this national security issue where the Department of Defense was investing a lot of funding in our areas, KUAM and the CNMI, and so I thought that visa waiver and the market was very sensitive, given the geopolitical situation that we were in. And so I made that decision. I made that statement saying that, hey, we need to look for another market that's more stable. I'll give you a classic example. I think in the late 90s and into the 2000s, we had SARS. That collapsed. So and then we had COVID. So this market is always tenuous when you have this visa waiver that is at the discretion of one individual, right? And there you go. Congress, in their hearings here and in their hearings in Washington, D.C., taking a look at it, and it didn't help the situation that We would have published the stories of Chinese overstayers being caught trying to enter Guam, and even the tourists were trying to enter. That didn't help any, and so yeah, once members of Congress they don't operate in a vacuum, despite the fact that we think they do, because staff actually look at all these issues. And I know I'm aware that HANMI and our Chamber of Commerce went to Washington D.C. to drum up support for Congress to support the China market again and all that stuff, and that kind of, to me, personally, I thought that kind of brought the issue up to light, or as people say, put it on the radar, right? So instead of, we did go and educate Congress, members of Congress about the Commonwealth. I bet you some of those folks probably didn't know that we had this visa, right? It says, wait. So, because if you look at the letter, it says that they want all tourists except those that were given countries that were given visa waivers equitable and consistent. And so no other jurisdiction in the United States has this China visa waiver.
So do you support the letter, or are you going to push back against it?
No, I'm not going to push back against it. I think it's a pretty much done deal with the Congress. I'm not going to change the members of Congress's mindset on this.
What do you say to those who are concerned that we need that third market and it has to be China because it's immediate and we've done it before?
Well, obviously, the tourists have to be vetted. Certainly, what has happened with sort of a wide open visa waiver, which created a problem, created issues, albeit maybe unintended, right? But it's going against the grain of national security, and that is a concern for Congress, right? I mean, so now Congress said everybody, including Chinese visitors coming to the Northern Marianas, just like they do going to Guam, just like they do going to Hawaii and the other 48 states, have to go through a vetting process in the B1 or B2 visas. It's not going to stop Chinese from traveling here, but they just got to go through a regular visa vetting process.
So who is the third market? Is it Taiwan, given your recent
Well,
trip?
Taiwan should be one. I mean, of course, it's not going to be as huge as China because of the population base, right? But yeah, I mean, who's to say that China is not a viable market? If we can get 50,000 a year, that's still viable. But we just got to take a look at this, and really, it's an uphill battle to go and fight Congress. And I warn people about this, maybe unofficially or informally over just discussions. Like, be careful what you ask for. Be careful how much push you have, because until things stabilize, maybe this is not the time to be talking about this.
And we'll have much more right after this break. Welcome back to the special presentation of our one-on-one interview with CNMI Governor Arnold Palacios. Here's more of our interview and what we asked him about the past year in office. And Gov, I did want to transition to talk about 902. Last we spoke just a few days ago, you said probably in January is when you'll make that call and that you're considering the topics and members who are going to be part of the conversation. I also know you met with Kilili on Friday.
You did? You do?
Well, did you?
I did.
Yes, and
I
so
made it for lunch.
just an update on 902 and then also possibly your talks with Kilili on Friday.
Well, I did bring this up, and so what I need to do right now is to put together the team, okay, and then formally submit a formal letter, official letter to the president asking him to have these talks, but at the same time we also want to narrow down the issues that we want to talk about. Whether it's labor, immigration. 702 funding, covenant funding, a whole series of issues that we need to put together. And I don't normally you don't put everything one time. You just have to take a look at what are the really critical points. One of them probably is the military. What is our posture here in the Commonwealth? What is the posture of the Department of Defense? What is their plan for the Commonwealth? Those are issues that we have to bring up.
Who are you considering to make the 902?
Well, it's got to be one member from each House, Senate, and we'll have representative from the municipalities, but the team would be consists of individuals, maybe couple of legal counsels and individuals that have some good background in businesses and economics and other policy individuals.
Are you going to have the chamber and Manny on?
Sure, I'm going to ask him for whoever comes on under the business and sure. I mean, may not be the ones that want to be on it, but yeah, I will probably reach out and have representatives from those. But again, we need to really get the whole issue well articulated and put together so that when we go and have this discussion and be fruitful and simple and clear what our asks are and what our issues are.
All right. Just two more questions. And
I had a good lunch with our congressman. We brought our wives, and we haven't had a sit down meal together in quite a while, and I thank him for inviting us to join him and Andrea, a simple lunch, and of course we talked some stuff personal and joked about things and talked about serious things, and I'd rather not discuss those, 'cause we're both private individuals, if anything, but we both continue to have our hearts for the Commonwealth people.
Right,
That's for sure.
I just have two more questions. The first is something that some constituents have brought up to me to ask you, so I'm asking you on behalf of the people who want me to ask this question about your key office positions. What's the status on filling, the chief of staff, a press secretary, you still have some cabinet positions that need to be permanently appointed. What's the status, and I guess, are you still having the same approach of, borrowing from other agencies to fill these gaps?
Well, putting together your team in critical, like chief of staff, for example, I don't. That's not certainly not going to be an individual from just from politics. Okay, I'm a very private person, and I work hard, and I have certain expectation. The politics doesn't move me. That's not going to be a political. I want when I ask for something to be done, I want it done right away in a timely manner and beyond. So, yeah. But at the same time, I wish I could just go and poach from different agencies in the government. But I don't want to do that, right? That could be done. It's a critical position. You're absolutely right, and I'm very comfortable with what I got right now. Am I not thinking about that? Yes, I am. Right.
So you don't have a chief of staff right now?
No, I don't. But I have a temporary. I have a legal counsel.
And who's that?
Brandon Lake. He used to work for the House.
Yeah. So
He just got on board. He just got on board very recently. But the attorney general.
The people who are sharing this concern with me are concerned that you don't have the key positions filled to properly advise you and things like that. I mean, do you want to just respond to those concerns?
No, even if I don't have them in my office, physically in my office, I do go out and consult with individuals that I believe will give me good advice.
So is it just a matter of time that you'll name those people? Or?
Yeah, maybe. When I first came in, I didn't have a budget. You know that, right? In 2023, the governor's office account was supposedly deficit by $1.2 million, and in the 3 months. So I had to figure it out. I went down and I said, I need to hire these. Well, now if you don't have the funding, and so right now I'm kind of stabilized, and I think I'm going to give those serious consideration. There are a lot of people that have volunteered their time and their talents, and I certainly appreciate that. If I was a mean person or an inconsiderate person, I would have figured out how to get the funding to probably hire these people away from their job. But I know they're valuable in their position and the organizations that they serve right now. They're serving it right now, so I don't want to create that kind of atmosphere.
Don't go away. We have more of our interview with CNMI Governor Arnold Palacios right after this. Welcome back to our special presentation of our one-on-one interview with CNMI Governor Arnold Palacios. Here's more of our interview. All right, Governor, my last question. We're far from the next gubernatorial election, but of course with the midterm coming up, there's lots of talk about what the shuffle will be within government. There's also mention that you're going to be a one-term administration. What's your response to that? Are you going to run again? Are you set on that?
No, I'm not. I'm not. Of course, I hear that, but I can assure you, I just take those things with a grain of salt. I've been for 4 years, and I've committed to go 4 years, and I haven't even begun to think about the next 4 years, so that I can focus on these 4 years and do well on the 4 years. Those plans are, I never, I never really planned to run for governor for this tenure, this term. I made that decision around July with Lieutenant Governor.
So you haven't decided?
No, I haven't
not
really.
About it.
I'm just focused on improving things, and we'll let that fall. I might just walk away and spend a lot more time with my wife and our grandkids and our kids. I've been an elected official and been working hard in the executive branch in my earlier days, and then spend what 16 years in elected official, and then this is going to be another 4 years. So, there's a lot of things to be thought about. My family, my kids, my grandkids. I've been very, very supportive in a very simple and quiet and loving way and caring way, and there are times also that you have to consider what's next for you in life. And I haven't gotten there, but I'm giving all I got for the next 4 years. So those rumors, those thoughts, those picnic table gossips, that doesn't faze me. And yeah, I mean, because I don't want to be constantly looking behind me and be concerned about my shadows. I mean, that's as simple and as clear as I can put it. I'm going to work hard for the next 3 years, 3.5 years, to get us to where. And if I'm a one-term governor, that's fine. I'm not going to be the only one-term governor. But when I leave here, whether it's 4 years or 8 years, I want to leave comfortably in my skin that I did everything I can to elevate the quality of life for our people. That's all I'm going to do.
All right, Governor, that's all the questions I had. Anything you want to add? Perhaps a New Year's message? Or
Thank you, Tomas. And as we go into the holiday seasons, I want to wish everyone in the Commonwealth a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. And I hope to see you throughout the holidays. I will be out there, and I hope to be seeing people out there. And let's all enjoy the holidays and be safe.
Thank you so much for joining us for our special presentation. That's our show. We look forward to seeing you in the new year.